Warning, the contents of this podcast may offend you. If you are a snowflake or easily offended, please stop watching now.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rubber City Throwdown, the official Voices of Honor Fighting Championship and Cage Thunder. Here at the beautiful Apex Fight Systems, home of Spine Buster University. Oh, what's going on, guys?
Yay!
Getting ready for
We've got 4 more to talk about.
Woo.
Yay!
Quit acting so fucking weird, Matt.
Can't help it. I'm playing with things.
I was going to say another word, but we already discussed that earlier.
Yeah.
Just because I have a great neck beard.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It's been busy, man. We have quite a few fights coming up that we'll
You're going to be busy.
talk about later. But
Yeah, we do have we were talking about that last night. We got a busy week coming up with the kind of like the behind the scenes, the life of a promoter with Jeremy Caudell. We're getting an opportunity to follow him around for a little bit and see what he goes through day to day, life to life kind of thing, what he has to do.
As a promoter with 2 different promotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
he's got wrestling with the OCW, and now he's holding tryouts for Spine Buster University.
Yeah.
And then now he's got, well, not now, but he's got Honor Fighting Championship 7 on January 19th at the Chapparelles Event Center in Akron, Ohio. And that card's shaping up to be a good one. Updates, Chuck Lamp is no longer fighting Tyree Johnson.
Right.
He is now jumping up to super heavyweight, and he's fighting the one and only George the Grizzly Pointer.
Thought we weren't talking about that yet.
We're not talking about these are these are
we talked about the Lamb fight last week.
Right.
yeah,
No, I understand.
these are just any updates to the
Somehow
card.
he gained 90 pounds in a week. It's crazy. No.
That's the funny.
I'll tell you what.
I was under the impression that I was like, oh no, Chuck is, he fought 205, not his last fight. I think his last fight he fought heavyweight, but the one that I had saw when he fought James Braden, he had fought 205, and I was like, okay, cool. So I just assumed that he was still within around that 220, 230 mark.
Right.
And especially if you look at the poster that Scott had put up of Chuck Lamp, there's no way that he looks like he's over 300 pounds in that photo. So, you just assume that he's, he's in a heavyweight. He's under 265 easy. Apparently he wasn't.
He had a big lunch,
And, but he.
Small child.
Chuck was
life, man.
Yeah, Chuck
and
had lost a lot of weight to get to 205, and he put in a lot of hard work.
To be completely honest, he's 6'2". So having that kind of weight on you, it's not going to be that noticeable. So, I'm 6'2", and I'm 260 pounds.
Right.
I don't really. Well, now I do.
You look every fucking inch of it. I'm just playing. I'm totally just messing. But no,
that shaming bastards. No.
But no, Chuck apparently got a new job, so let's say it's life of an amateur fighter. That's what happens.
Yep.
So, so what he did is he hit up Scott early, like he should, like a lot of fighters should. And I said, hey, man, I don't think I'm going to make 265. And Scott said, oh, okay, well, can you jump up to super then? He said, absolutely. Yeah. So Chuck's game. He's ready to fight. They call up George. George's game. He's ready to fight. And contract's been signed. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming the contract's been signed. So as of right now, that's the only update to the Honor Fighting Championship 7 card.
That we had already covered, yeah.
That we've covered, that we actually know of right now. So when we get the information and we get the updates, we'll put it out as soon as possible.
Yeah. I just like that, he contacted Scott Corbin and didn't have to get, chased down or show up to weigh-ins and be like, I thought I was 265.
Right.
It was very professional of him. That's really nice.
It is very professional of him. You don't, like I said, you don't see that a lot in amateur fighters.
Yeah, and all the guys over 3 Elements, that whole gym there, I mean, there's usually not that I know of any problems with those guys. So
right. Well, he's got a lot of integrity, and like I said, he stepped up. And like I said, a lot of guys are just like, they'll show up. They'll show up knowing that they're overweight, and they're like, oh well,
I got my sweat bag.
I thought I was, no. He called.
I don't have a scale.
He gave him plenty of time. They said, hey man. He gave him 5 weeks?
Yeah.
He gave him 5 weeks notice.
35 days. So yeah.
Yeah, hey man, I'm not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. He just doesn't have the time to dedicate to cutting the weight, that much weight, for the fight. So
right,
it's good. It said good integrity on Chuck, and hopefully we see George Pointer and Chuck Lamb, super heavyweight. And it's going to be a very entertaining fight because both the guys like to bang, man.
Yeah.
So,
hell yeah, he does.
But moving on a couple.
Before we get to those, though, so just to help Jeremy and the Spinebuster guys out, what is it? January 12th is the show.
Oh, that's what we were talking about.
Saturday night, Chapparelles, they're, pro wrestling. Anyone who wants to try out, Jeremy is letting them come in the show for free to check it out, and then the tryouts are the next day at 1 p.m. here.
Okay.
So they're having tryouts. Now, the only warning I want to give is to the wrestlers. You have to get that ring down and back up on a pretty quick turnaround. I know they like to go out to after parties, so they're going to have to come in here and set that shit up.
Right.
So be forewarned, I'm not setting the ring up for them. Because it took us 5 hours to get the boxing ring up. So, but
they they've done it enough that it's just fluid. And,
But with the back to back, I think it's going to be a lot of work. Plus, back to back, and then that next day starts fight week for MMA. Right. So there's a lot of work going into that week. Super busy week. We're going to be busy. We've got footage to shoot, interviews, and everything else. But anyone that wants to check out the wrestling, maybe go through the school, definitely go check out the show.
January 12th. Yeah, absolutely. So
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. They got the midgets
again.
Back. Yeah, they got the midgets coming back. So
the midgets.
I think there's one midget match, and they're bringing in some other people that I haven't seen wrestle before. I think from just other local promotions, but that are. I think a couple of them on the verge from getting somewhere bigger, but it should be a good show. I mean, we have all the frickin' setup in the world. Well, not we. Jeremy has all the setup in the world to make that show at Chapparelles, as far as production, just beyond anything that the local fans have seen.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely thinking about getting in there and actually recording. I'm not saying get in there, but recording.
So you're gonna wrestle? Hell yeah, do it.
Absolutely not. But recording purposes, I wouldn't mind talking to Jeremy and getting in there and recording some matches and maybe put together a little highlight reel for OCW. Maybe they can use for a Spinebuster.
Should I commentate for him? Be sweet.
Well, I mean, he did ask if we can. Well, I don't think he asked, but he did make the comment that we could get in there and record. And voiceover commentary, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I don't know shit about commentary when it comes to wrestling because I don't know a lot about it, but I know some people.
I'm knowledgeable enough I could do play-by-play.
Right.
But, wrestling, you have to have the one guy that's play-by-play and then the two people that just argue the whole time.
Well, that could just be me and Norm just arguing most of the time.
They're pretty much what I'm like, oh, there's a nice suplex. Would you guys shut up? So.
Would you guys shut up?
Now, it's it's going to be a good show, and it's going to be fun. Like I said, following Jeremy around and getting to see what he does and what his life and how hectic his life is as a promoter, because he's always moving around. He's always on the phone with somebody. He's always going to meetings. Like, we've already got footage of him going to a zoning meeting, and that's had nothing to do with the promotion aspect of it. That's his other job that he has at Melanie Lake. So
but it could tie in later, but at that point, yeah, nothing there. You know who else? Like, following Jeremy and seeing how hectic it is. If we were able to, like, follow Scott Corbin somehow.
I was just getting ready to say that the life of a matchmaker.
But
the only problem with that,
he's so like
Doesn't
recluse.
he have just a webcam that he can use?
Well, no, the only problem would be if we were to get footage of him, it would just be us sitting in his office with him.
That's what I'm talking about. Just use a damn
Well,
webcam.
it would be paperwork and phone calls, but he'd be calling us.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Hey, no, I'm sorry. I wanted to know about this, or this is what's going to be going on the card.
So, and then the 2-hour conversations that he has with you, the 4-hour conversations that he has with you.
well, there's that, and then there's just playing tag with every fighter.
Right.
Phone tag.
It would definitely be interesting.
If we could do it the right way,
Yeah,
but
it would definitely be interesting.
it would be repetitive footage.
Yeah.
Just take one day and then make a highlight out of it.
It would be Scott going,
We could give him
oh
like
shit, yeah, so and so just messaged me.
F-bomb reel.
Right now I just messaged him,
There you go.
and now I'm waiting for him to message me back. Like that would be a lot of that. A lot of him calling fighters and calling Bernie, getting a hold of the OAC,
Right.
Faxing shit, sending out paperwork, getting contracts signed. It would all be shot in 24 hours and probably in his office. And yeah, it would
It'd be
probably
an F-bomb reel.
yeah.
Like, every moment he looks, it'd be like, WTF. Gets a text.
Yeah, just son of a bitch. It would probably be. It'd be a good comedy.
Yeah.
I think
It would be funny and interesting, and then everyone else would be like, "Oh man, that sucks."
Or
This happens every fight.
other promoter comes, or not promoter, but another matchmaker's watching it, and they're going, I understand. Let's see if he does anything different.
No, I honestly, it might give some people, especially the fighters, an idea of the shit that he has to go through for
that they
them.
put him through. Yeah,
they put him through. So
not every fighter, but most.
a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fighters. Fighters are drama kings, man. You know, like
And queens.
and queens. I don't want to be gender specific here.
We'd
don't-
have to blur out their name, just like flake out over their name.
Now, there's
Ooh, we could do that. I could do that as an overlay or a watermark. Just flaked.
But it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we can do it right. So,
yeah.
But getting into Honor Fighting Championship 7's card, another 4 fights. I know we talked about 4 fights specifically last week. Now we're going to talk about 4 new fights that are on the card. And we're going to start. I mean, these are kind of green. These are greenies. You know what I'm saying? They're new guys, so it's really not much to say. So we'll start with William Calhoun, Billy, and Travis Bender. William fighting out of Akron. He's 0-1. He took a fight at reaching the summit for Honor Fighting Championship back in April, and he fought Justin Messer from Evolve, and that was not a good fight for William. And you would watching the fight, you would go, "Oh, William was doing really well in the first round." That's what Evolve and Messer and Cook. That's
They
what
knew
they
it was coming.
They prepared him for that. You know, they knew that William was a wrestler. He was a strong wrestler. He was going to take him down. But Billy's cardio was shit.
Yeah,
was not there.
He wasn't ready for the MMA cardio, the MMA style.
Right.
You know, because we cornered him, and when he came like in between rounds, he's like, I didn't think holding him down would be so hard. And it's not that Messer wasn't trying to get up or putting up a big fight. He just let Will wear himself out, and it was a good game plan because they also knew at the time he wasn't training anywhere.
Right.
So he was literally just coming in with wrestling.
And even with this fight now that he's still not training anywhere, I think he's just getting some. I think he's just getting some wrestling in, and he's off the booze. He's off the. I don't want to say he's off the drugs, but off the cigarettes. I don't know.
Trying to clean up his lifestyle, maybe get who knows. But
Yeah, I
Way
mean,
to make it sound really bad in the beginning.
like,
He's off the booze,
he's
off the
not
drugs.
hooking anymore. He's really clean now.
He just
not
doesn't
selling
do
that
his
ass
own-
anymore.
Just
But-
kidding, Billy.
But no, it's he's not. I don't think he's actively training anywhere. And this is kind of the thing that we talk about with independent fighters and MMA fighters, new guys who they go, "I want to be MMA fighters. I want to do this," and they just kind of they get offered a fight, and instead of going no,
Right.
they go, "Oh yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't care how intriguing the fight is or how intriguing it sounds. You know, he's going up against Travis Bender out of West Virginia, who's got no fights.
Right.
So it's very like, anyone can word that to a guy like Billy and go, oh yeah, man, listen, I think that this is a great matchup for you. This guy's 0-0. He's from West Virginia. He's got no prior experience. I think you could win this.
That
And
they
then
know
guy's like,
of.
oh, I think I can win this fight.
Then you come to find out that he has a wrestling background. He's like all-state champ or
I
something
don't know.
like that.
Travis, granted, I don't want to stereotype guys from West Virginia, but most of them are wrestlers.
Right.
Damn near every single fighter that we've had from West Virginia that has come up to fight has been a wrestler or has
Right.
had a
Oh, yeah.
stronger wrestling background.
Yeah.
Or a tough man style of
Competition.
fighting background. Yeah, because like you get with okay, Chris Miles.
Yeah.
Who's a wrestling background but has won tough man competition, so he's got kind of like the best of both worlds. And then you have Donovan, who fought Chris at the Cage Thunder 5 card, who is more of the he has a wrestling background out
Right.
of Parkersburg, but
He'd rather
more-
stand
Yeah,
for
he'd
sure.
rather
Yeah.
stand. So those are the types of fighters that have been coming out of West Virginia lately. So you can only assume that Travis is that type of fighter. That he's probably got a wrestling background. And
He's
he likes
going to
stand
message
in the
there like, fuck you guys. I'm a boxer. I've got 85
Right.
amateur
Hey,
fights.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
That's
awesome.
fine because then he can
No, yeah, that'd be fucking. That'd be.
But
that'd be
if
awesome.
we don't know you, message us. Let us know.
Yeah.
Comment on the video like, hey, this is my background. Add us. Give us some information.
Right. Oh, looking at Travis's social media, I think he used to be like a really big dude.
Really.
I think he used to be real heavy and he lost a lot of weight. I think so. Like, and this dude's pretty fucking ripped. And if you look at his social media, he works out. You can tell he
Yeah. works
works out. You don't get that way by working on cars and, wrangling fucking pigs or some shit. I don't know what the hell you.
Fights at 170 again, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, okay.
And I would assume so. Yes.
Yes, it is.
William Calhoun is a pretty. He's I don't want to say slim, but he's not like a buff 170.
Right.
He's
William would be good at 55. That's kind of the weight that he should be fighting
Yeah.
at. But an untrained Billy Calhoun, yes, is going to be fighting at.
just walking
170.
weight. Yeah. Ramos, picture of the other guy's pretty built. Maybe we'll have a height and reach advantage. Maybe.
Looking at him, possibly reach advantage. Definitely reach
Yeah.
advantage. I think, I don't know, if I were to guess how this fight's going to go based on the information that I know on both fighters, William's going to look for the takedown. He's going to look
Yeah.
for the wrestling. And because he isn't actively training
At a gym that we know of.
Yeah, well, at a mixed martial arts gym or a boxing gym, he's only getting into the wrestling room and working on his wrestling. So naturally, he's just going to work on his wrestling and try to depend on his natural ability to punch to get him through the fight. And so I've never really trained with Billy all that often, so I don't even know if he has a strong background in submissions. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
He doesn't. He doesn't. Because
So-
when we were trying to help him for his last fight, he was just green to
Right.
everything.
And that's it. Both fighters are green, so honestly, he if he's in better shape than he was in his last fight, I think that he'll really dominate the wrestling aspect of it because I don't know much about Travis. But if he doesn't get his cardio in check, then he's gonna have a Justin Messer all over again. You know?
Yep.
Well, we're gonna find out, and I can't wait.
And hopefully, William shows up at some gym's practice today and starts working. That'd be really good for him. So
And you don't see the next fight with James Young and Justin Freet. don't see. I haven't seen a heavyweight fight like. You don't see a lot of them anymore.
No.
I've seen more super heavyweight fights of the last year than I have just regular heavyweights. Man, what the hell happened to all the heavyweights?
It went to 205. That's the evolution of MMA. I walk around 245, not in the best of shape. They start training more. They get in shape. Now they're at 215. They're like, I can make 205. You know.
I'm just saying though, like, what happened to the, like when I fought during that whole stage,
the local golden age of heavyweights.
Yeah, you had Stipe.
It was.
You had Stipe. You had myself. You had John Hawk. You had Felix Kathleen. You had Jason Ronch.
Yep.
You had. I mean, I'm and that's just Josh Stansberry.
Millsap, fucking Hendricks,
John,
William Penn,
William Penn, the Showstopper. John Hedges, we had a ton. I mean,
Lemon, Kurt Lemon.
The amount of heavyweights that
all you guys should like and share the podcast.
But no, seriously, like the age of hell, Joe Louis it fought at heavyweight. Yeah. He beat John Hedges. I mean, and then before dropping to 205 and fighting, and I mean it was insane the amount of guys that were at heavyweight. Matt Lust, Matt Lisi, Joe McCall.
Yeah. Man.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
You know what happened? The whole weight cut era. That's take your height and reach and get as small as you can.
Right.
That pretty much, it didn't kill the heavyweight division. It just narrowed it. Like there's just not as many. Unless you get, every once in a while you get a 205er that's like, no, fight heavyweight.
Right, yeah, like Tyree Johnson.
Yeah,
he wants to fight. I mean, he can fight at 85. He wants to fight at 205. Tyree takes any fight, but the last couple fights, he's like, fuck it, now I'll fight heavyweight, whatever.
Let's go. And that's, and then it's, I mean, 125, super heavyweight are just hard to find.
But with what I'm saying is is it Jamez or James? It's Jamez.
I'm going to say James.
James?
I'm going to go with James.
Well, like on Fighter Ticks, it's
because if it was Jamez,
J-A and then it's capital M-E-Z, so it's like Jamez.
Well, shouldn't it be like a hyphen or something over there?
I don't know. We're
gonna call
James. We're gonna go with
you know what? You call him James. I'll call him Jamez.
His last name's Young, so I can't be like, no, well, he's Hispanic, so it's Jamez or Yamez.
Is he? He's not Hispanic.
Well, that's why I said his last name's Young, so it's not. We don't know.
Well, we actually seen him.
Yeah.
We did see him when he fought Chris Miles at Cage Thunder.
Yeah, we did. So we got to go back to the footage that we have of him.
Listen to Josh.
And listen to.
I'm gonna say it's James Young.
Yeah, that's what I was going with, James Young. This is what it's come to. We're disputing this kid's name.
Just filling time.
And James is like I say, he fought Chris Miles at Cage Thunder 4 or 3.
Yeah, 4.
But he actually looked pretty good against Chris. I think his cardio. I think he just gassed out. I think this was the fighter that was actually doing really well.
Okay, I remember. Yep.
He was doing really well, and I think he just gassed out.
Yeah.
Round 3, I believe. Right.
So and Chris ended up, imposing his will, using his weight, and took advantage of a gassed out fighter, and ended up squeaking out the victory on that one. With Dustin is 0-2. He's 5'6", 5'7", maybe on a good day. I think I don't think he's fought since 2016. So he's just jumping back into right back into the mix. Against a very game opponent, because James hasn't stopped training. I mean, he's with I believe is he with Erie Combat or Iron and Soul?
Okay.
With Bill Gentry, he's with those guys all the time. He's training with them. They've got some heavy guys in the gym that get him ready as well. Bill's always grinding, so that only tells me one thing, that James is in there grinding and getting work done. So, not knowing much about Dustin and what little I know about Young, it really just I don't know, because
Yeah.
I mean with Dustin, his two fights, he lost against I believe he lost against Matt Adams,
Correct.
who lost against Trevor Styles. But Matt Adams is a good wrestler.
Yeah.
So, and I think he lost to Matt Adams by TKO in the first round in like 50 seconds or so.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. And then his other fight was against, is actually, I don't remember the guy's name, but he was
Brian Patterson.
who was 5-2 as an amateur, I believe, and now he's 3-0 as a professional. Patterson is 6 foot, 265. He's a big dude, but he did lose that fight by TKO, but he lost by TKO at the end of round number 1. So
How tall is Young?
Like 5'9". I think he's about 5'9", 5'10".
So not a huge height difference.
Not a
but-
huge
okay.
height difference, but
Because I was like, comes in and tries to wrestle, that low center of gravity can always, cause problems. But yeah, they're not.
well, Dustin coming out of Indiana as well. Don't know who he trains with. We don't know the level of training that he's going to have. No idea his gym, independent, nothing. Even checking out his social media, I mean, he's not even built the way of a traditional heavyweight is built. And his height is definitely going to be an issue coming into this fight, I think. Unless Dustin has, like, this crazy background in wrestling,
Right.
he's gonna find himself in trouble against Young. Young is a wrestler, and I had even at one point given Chris Miles, who's a wrestling coach in West Virginia, an issue at one point before he gassed out. That fight, they were throwing some punches. Young he can bang. This guy is fucking game.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to this fight, and it's always nice to see a relative unknown come in there and kind of maybe prove you wrong.
Yep.
Shut
How did
me
that
up.
fight finish? Well, because I remember it was pretty much a stand up until that third round, right?
Yeah, third round,
I
and
think
it was referee stoppage due to strikes.
Yeah, I think it was a TKO.
Okay.
And it was for sure the third round, right?
Yeah, third round at 3
So
minutes.
I
and
wasn't
30
sure if he got
seconds.
him in submission on the
3
ground or if he got him down. And,
It wasn't
ground
3
him.
minutes because the amateur round is only 3 minutes long. So,
Then I must have it in here wrong.
but regardless,
I'm sorry, 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay. And then let's move on to Justin Clevenger and Derek Hornback. Dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't really know much about these guys.
I don't either.
I know that Justin's 1-3. I know Derek is 2-7. So, other than that, I really don't know much about them. I think Derek hasn't fought in a little bit. I think it's been a minute.
You have the dates pulled up on there?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Oh, come on, man.
Dude, I'm working.
Yeah, what fucking
I'm
good
working.
are you, bro?
Dude. Okay. What was the question again?
Justin Clevenger. When's last fought? Who'd he fight?
Last fight for Justin Clevenger would have been in 2014.
Yeah, so I knew it. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep, and that was against Steve Pa.
So
Does it say where is he from? Ohio?
He is from Ohio, 155 pounds, 5'10", 33 years of age, 1 win, 3 losses, 0 draws.
Is he currently on a 3-fight losing streak? Did he win his first
He's
one?
on his last one in 2014. It was in January 18th, 2014. He won.
Okay,
so he's
he
actually got 1 win.
So he started his career.
So he's going up on
0-3.
5 years when the fight
Yeah.
comes up. It'll be 5 years.
Yeah.
Correct.
Almost to the day.
And this
Yeah.
fight, I think, is a welterweight. So where he fought at lightweight, and now he's moving up to welterweight. It says his team is Madtown MMA. I honestly
know.
don't even know if that is
Are they
up to
around
date
or- yeah.
or around anymore. And if it is, I have no idea. Does it say where at in Ohio? I think it just says Ohio.
It just says Ohio here. We can do a little bit more research.
Well, let's
and
go
see
to
what we can-
Freet.
Freet? You mean Hornback?
Yeah, Derek
Talked
Hornback.
about
Oh,
Freet.
yeah, I looked wrong. Damn.
All right, so we got Derek Hornback, 2 wins, 7 losses, age 29, 5'9", 145 pounds, hails from Ohio. His most recent fight was April 23rd of 2016 against a Robert Johnston, and he lost. Round 1 at 2 minutes, 39 seconds.
Johnson for Robert, huh?
Yep. TKO.
He's on is it a 4-fight losing streak?
No, as a matter of fact, his previous fight to that was in 9/6 of 2014. That was a win against a Kiefer Roberts.
Okay.
Prior to that, he was on a 3-loss streak.
Okay.
And those were in 2012, 2012, and then jumped over to 2013 in January and then March.
So, listen to the records, and two guys that haven't fought in a while. I'm assuming these guys are both just come in just trying to go hard as they can.
I'll be honest. When was
Like 2.5
Derek's
years.
last one?
16.
Derek's last
16?
one was in
April.
April 23rd of 16.
Okay, so you got one guy who hasn't fought coming up on 5 years. And you got another guy who hasn't fought in almost 3.
Correct.
You don't really know how they're going to come out. You can't even take the method of how they won or lost.
Yeah, because it's going to change.
been
with
so
them.
long.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
so long.
Their methods are going to change. Everything's going to change.
I mean,
But I was thinking, like, it's been so long. It's been on their mind. Now they're fighting again. You take a break like that, you're not trying to come back to lose.
right.
Or to come back and just, squeak by a tough fight. Like, they're going to want to win. Just like any fighter. But, if you're on a 10-fight win streak and you go in, you're like, all right, I have a fight. It's more calculated. But I think
it's a good fight.
yeah, I think it should be, fairly exciting.
No, it's definitely a good fight. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where these guys are from. I don't know where they train, who they train with.
And he's going
Right.
from 45 to 70.
Yeah. Well, that's what.
So-
well, I mean, that's what happens when you're out of the game for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
You gain weight. You're not training. I said we don't even know
Or-
if these guys are training.
Or they're lifting really bad.
Or he was
Yeah.
training. Now he's
Yeah.
like,
Shit. He's
he's
just
a middleweight cutting down this.
He's just in there getting jacked, fucking wait. Just took
What was
some
it,
time,
Marvin
man.
Skipper that freaking swells up after you give him water?
Oh, Marvin, that dude's on a whole different fucking level.
Right.
Yeah.
Put him in a freaking petri dish and he
He
damn
posted a
swells up.
picture of his wife doing sit-ups at like midnight. It's like,
It's a lifestyle, man.
You know what? Fuck the TV. Let's do sit. Sounds like How I Met Your Mother and
Yeah, but
Sven.
you look at how they look.
Push-ups.
Hey,
yeah, his wife just competed in got second place in like a female
Fitness?
a
Yeah.
fitness competition. So I mean, yeah, and then he's probably walking around like 250, 260 right now. Just
ripped up.
I was like, hey, well, shit.
Looks like one of those T-shirts that you buy at the freaking surf shop.
And, but in 2 years, going from 145 to 70 isn't, I guess it's not that big of a jump,
Yeah, it's really not.
but it just depends what he's been doing. Was it from not doing anything or training? And probably another person message is like, fuck you guys, you call me fat?
No, trust me. If anybody has any problems with fat, I mean, hell, I deal with it all the damn time. I don't know.
Yeah, but this is why we do
From
interviews
you.
with the show, too. So
Well, who the fuck are we, right? We're just
I'm just a fat man
guys.
that talks
We're
about
just a few
MMA.
fat guys
Talking
that
about
don't know
MMA.
what the fuck we're talking about.
Right. Yeah.
What's another one?
Yeah.
We got 3 Pussies in a Podcast, which is trademark. Actually, gonna be fucking. That's gonna be our new podcast name. Nobody fucking better take that shit either. That's
Three
ours.
pussies on a podcast.
3 Pussies in a Podcast.
I got a misplaced pussy on my face right here. I don't know.
Yeah, it's your fucking beard. It's a fucking patch of rabbit fur. He's rub on your
Dude, I
fucking
hit
chin
the
every day.
fucking deer on the side of the road, all right? And I found it. I put it on
He's so proud of
my neck beard.
whatever the fuck he's got growing on his face right now.
I've never been able to grow one before.
You still kind of can.
Yeah, go get it, Gandalf. Whatever. Fuck.
Let's talk about a couple fighters that are a little bit more familiar. Darnell True and Treg Wells.
This is an extremely interesting fight. You got 2 guys that need a win. They're both athletic guys. Mm-hmm. And looking at who Treg Wells has fought. He's fought some tough guys.
Right.
Like he's tough competition. Not that Darnell hasn't, but I think Treg Wells is probably coming down because he fought Kyle Booth, which I'm assuming was probably at welterweight.
Right.
So it's it's going to be interesting. I know Darnell's really well-rounded, but if he can be out-muscled by a bigger, stronger guy,
Right.
and we saw that
With Casey
Turnbull, which was at 170. Fight should have never happened, but Kyle Booth's a big dude, and I think Darnell could possibly sneak a submission in, but it's just they're both athletic. So if it stays standing, it's going to be a striker versus athlete.
Now, I've never actually seen Tregwell's fight before. What is his style of fighting? Does he like to stand and bang, or does he like to does he like to grapple? Because Darnell, we've seen in the Turnbull fight where he can take you down.
Yeah.
But once you're down, don't want to say he doesn't know exactly what he's doing, but transitioning to a more dominant position
against a stronger guy is tough for him.
Is a little bit tough. Now he's obviously with the new camp. He's been with Victory. I don't know if he's still with Victory because I know he's now a coach
That other
at
shit gym. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's up there. So I don't exactly know where he's at, but I'd like to think that he's still at Victory.
I would assume.
I don't know why he would
Yeah.
leave Victory. So naturally, I think that his ground game is going to get better. I know he had placed, I think he got first place in a grappling competition some months back. So obviously he's improving.
Mm-hmm.
But Darnell, to me, has always been a very dominant striker.
Yeah.
He's got that Ryan Madigan style of fighting, Muay Thai, kickboxing. I mean, hell, when he fought Jamie Parrish, that fight that I think it was a no contest.
Yeah.
He had Parrish out. And Parrish was falling, but muscle memory alone ended up landing the illegal kick to the head while Parrish was collapsing. It happened so fast because
he was going for a body kick, fell over, and with that style that Darnell is accustomed to, it's a confident style. Like, not saying this is where his skill level is, but let's say Darnell's striking skill was like a 6.
Right.
It's higher than that, but let's say it was a 6. Because he's confident enough to move forward and throw strikes, it feels like you're fighting someone that's like 8, 9, putting pressure on you. That's how Darnell fights.
Yeah.
He's throwing what he wants to throw. But like that fight, when you're throwing with confidence, you're throwing and you're able to adjust to where they're going to be. But, we put that combo and through the kick, it was already whipping around.
Right.
And then it would just end up being a head kick. But doesn't happen that often. Sometimes it does, but Darnell is a very confident striker.
Yes,
no doubt about it, and that will only make him better. Once his timing catches up, which it might be now. He just had some tough losses and tough matchups.
I didn't even know he fought recently. Now, he lost by decision.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that fight happened.
Yep.
I was still under the impression that he was coming off of that victory. The fight previous to his last time.
Against Terry D'Amore, right? That's
it was Terry D'Amore.
And then he fought, I think it was for that one promotion down south, right?
Yeah, well.
Was it Premier?
No.
No, it was Iron Tiger.
Oh, it was IT.
Was it IT?
Yeah, I thought it was IT.
As long as it wasn't the other one, we're fine.
No, it was Iron Tiger 84 against Andre Small.
Yeah.
Andre Small, that's right. Yeah, I didn't even know that fight.
And, apparently he just got gorilla hump the whole time.
Yeah, it went all the way. So
I knew he lost by
unanimous decision.
But like I said, and Treg, looking at who he's fought, wins and losses, he's just a grinder. He'll strike. He's won by submission. He's gone the distance a bunch, but he's lost by submission quite a few times. Mm-hmm. So,
Well, when was Treg's last fight?
Last fight for Treg was 8/20 of 2016, a loss against a Kyle Booth.
So Treg hasn't fought in a few years.
Correct.
Yeah. And that was at welterweight. So
yeah, welterweight, round 3, 1 minute 15 seconds. He lost by rear naked choke.
So we don't even know which Treg is going to be coming in here.
Right.
We don't know what style he's got.
That's what I was getting ready to say, was that I ran through his wins and losses in comparison, and a lot of them he went the distance. So he's a great endurance.
He's a grinder.
Yeah, he's a great grinder.
He went to, like, Mickey Flores, good fighter, lost a decision to him. You know, and that's a tough opponent for anybody, you know. But like I said, you never know when someone's off for a while, takes a break.
So we've got over here, we've got Trev, who's a grinder. Over here, we got Darnell, who does bad against grinders. From what we've seen
For the most part, yeah.
far.
But at the same time,
just seeing the history of the fighters.
but then you've got Treg, who also falls victim to a lot of really easily defendable submissions.
Yeah, years ago.
Correct.
Like, yeah, we don't know where this dude's been at for the last few years. I'm really excited to get a chance to talk to him on the 19th and you know, have KO when KO interviews him, or maybe ask some of these questions, you know, and go, hey, you know, where have you been? You know, who are you with? You know, and get a good opportunity there.
Right.
Like I said, I know Treg's an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to get some information on him now, but he just, like I said, grinder. I don't know if, you know, his wrestling background, boxer, but I want to watch that fight.
Yeah.
So I hope that somebody I'm cornering is not the fight right before this.
No,
Actually,
it's
The bout order won't be out yet.
we won't get the bout order based on what we see in the many fight cards that are already posted.
oh, that's true,
online.
because we also have 2 title fights as well. So one of those is going to be the main event.
I think the Ado fight.
Demolition Fight Team. At least that's where he was.
Yeah, but he was also with like 3 other fight teams or something like that at one point. Demolition Fight Team, that's not the one up at. I know there's a
Towards Illyria, I believe.
No, it's Upper Sandusky. There's a Demolition Fight Team up there, right up in the Sandusky area.
You're right. It is Upper.
Is it
No, it's not
Caleb-
Upper Sandusky. It's
Caleb Raymond fights for a Demolition Fight Team. Don't know if it's the same. Like I said, if that's if he hasn't fought in some years,
it's either Upper
that
Sandusky.
may not exist anymore.
It's either Upper Sandusky or closer towards Illyria, because I think I may have driven past it at one point in time.
Right. But regardless, like I said, this is
Trial and error.
Not trial and error. The guys that we're covering, like I said, this is the glory and this is the beautiful thing about covering amateur mixed
Right.
martial arts. There's not a lot of information out there. So
What we do have is what we can go
the
on.
beautiful thing about it is learning it.
Right.
It's getting a chance to sit down with these fighters and talking about it and learning who these guys are on a personal level. So when they have a fight in the future, we can turn around and we can look back and go, I remember this guy.
Right.
You know?
Now we have the information.
Yeah. And that's I love it when Scott's got new guys. We got new guys, or even some veterans that haven't fought in some years that are back on the card.
I
man.
love
They're
asking that question.
You know, getting back in there and getting ready to put their put the grind back in, and I love that shit, man.
Pull up Treadwell's record. I think he fought Ben Meese.
He's 8-8. Did he fight
Negative.
No?
No, we have a Ben Phillips, but no Ben Meese.
Oh, maybe that's not him.
Unless he did that in a boxing tournament.
It's not him. I don't think that's Ben, but
Okay.
it looks like Ben.
It looked just like. I'm like, wait a minute. We could do some MMA math real quick.
Holy shit.
It's not Ben, but yeah, that'd be.
No, nose isn't right for Ben.
It could have got broke after that.
Oh, Jesus
Christ.
Here we go.
Hey, he's a boxer, man. But yeah, like I said, athlete versus athletic striker. So, as far as we know.
Right. I'm excited to see all these fights, man. I'm excited now to see the turnout of the difference in the card, even though it's only been a week. The card's already changed a little bit, and it's going towards the better.
And we have what? 8 more fights to go over?
Fuck yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think so.
Please, Norm, by all means, take your nap.
Oh no, I was just checking Facebook
so-
out.
It's just
We
like,
have, we have 8 more fights to go over. Still a couple fights that haven't been released yet. A couple surprises. So
oh, I love surprises. I hate surprises, actually. I can't really.
Do we have some surprises?
yeah, we could have a few surprises.
I hate it when you do that
They're,
shit.
they're in the works.
I really hate it when you do that shit because now I'm going to go online. I'm going to check everything. I'm going to start making phone. I won't do any of this. No, I'm excited for it. I can't wait. Especially for the Truitt fight, the 8-0 fight. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm
These
really
guys
looking-
come in.
I'm looking forward to the main events. So there's a lot of good fights on this card. Like I said, if you haven't already purchased your ticket, you can at www.fightertix.com. Make sure you head on over to the Honor Fighting Championship 7 tab and get your seats now.
Because if you want table seats, they are only available online.
Online.
So you definitely want to get in there. Click on your favorite fighter, represent your favorite fighter. You know, I believe they do get a small percentage of ticket sales.
Yep.
And
More tickets they sell, more percentage they get.
So help support a local mixed martial arts fighter and make sure you show up to the fight, man. Chapparelles Event Center in Akron, Ohio for Honor Fighting Championship 7.
And again, just like I said before with the wrestling, the production, it's stepping up a whole nother level for this show. I don't want to say it's going to be like old school pyro wrestling. Without the fireworks, we'll have the lights.
Absolutely.
And just for people that don't have the address for the Chapparelles, it's 2418 South Arlington Road, Akron, Ohio. And then also, guys, remember, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We get extremely ecstatic for that kind of shit.
Or don't. I don't give a shit.
But at least I told you. That's all that matters. Oh, now I'm stealing
You'd
shit
also-
from other podcasters.
Like, share, follow.
We're going to head on over to
Comment.
RubberCityTD.com, new website that just launched. If you want to check out some of the Cage Thunder 5 fights, they're up on the site. And if you want to go back and watch, any of the past podcasts that we've done, that's also up on our site at RubberCityTD.com. It's also at our Facebook page. It's also at our YouTube channel. So, again, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Don't
like us
forget
on
the little bell.
Facebook. Don't fucking message me. And,
Don't fucking message
and
me.
until next time, guys.
Later.